Hey everyone, my name is Ethan Payne and welcome back to another episode of Blu Ocean Crypto. So I recently covered my Blaze helicopter attack strategy just the last video, and now I want to cover air. And a lot of people are feeling like air is overpowered right now, so I just want to give my insight. And I'm actually going to show you guys some attacks against my main base with air. Now, I don't necessarily agree that it's OP because we don't have max level bases yet. But some people are even finding going against rocket towers and upgraded anti-air, they're still getting the 3 stars a little bit more consistently than they would think they would. So I'm going to dive into it. I'll show you guys a couple attacks. I want to show you what's working for some people as well. And we'll just get into all kind of the details of that. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump right in.
I want to play.
Okay, so now that we're in game, first thing worth mentioning is obviously you want to get your whales and your Skyfires leveled up for this. A lot of people were doing the Skyfires first because you can actually do a full Skyfire army, and that was working pretty well for people. And I'm actually going to show you a 3-star against my own base with that. So there's an argument to definitely do the Skyfires first because of it. Same time, the whales are pretty expensive. They're over 7 million, so a lot of people just get those out of the way, and then they're just leading a little heavier into the whales when they're doing it. But simple strategy, right? We're kind of in that bully phase right now where we can just spam our troops. You know, air always felt a little spammy, but even back with max HQ9, you had to get particular sometimes. You had to use some Skyfires to clear some trash. You had to try to, you know, coordinate how the whales were going to move in. It's a little less important now, but of course, once bases do get maxed, I'm sure we'll see it. So I'm just going to show you 3 different attacks here. This one was a good example up at the top, because they didn't even use a full army. They were able to just get the job done with less troops. So it's kind of showing the power of air right now. Now, the issue I still have with air is the amount of time that it takes to train. I still find it's way faster with the Blaze helicopter. But when people are getting consistent results like this, you know, so we can kind of see he's just using the Skyfires to clear some of the trash. Luckily, my sniper towers are helping a little bit with it. So he's actually taking more of the methodical approach. This was kind of similar to what we would see in max HQ9, where we'd have some Skyfires kind of clearing, whales are converging afterwards, and really he's just trying to get into the middle. But because my base isn't fully upgraded, yes, I have some upgraded anti-air and stuff, this base just isn't going to do it anymore. It actually used to be really good in countering anti-air, and now we can see he's not even using his whole army. He's still got 12 whales and 30 Skyfires left, and it looks like he's going to do the job. So let's just speed it up here. He might need to deploy a little more. Let's kind of see how he does it. Yeah, he's got 1 anti-air left. Just bringing in a couple troops. So this is why people think air is overpowered right now. You don't even need a full army, but like you said, you're bullying a base. So I want to see kind of max bases, especially max sniper towers. Sniper towers really do make a big difference against air, and I don't think many of us have those upgraded quite yet. Now, I wanted to show you this one too, because this is a good example of what a lot of people are just doing right now, especially if you only level up the Skyfires. You basically just do a full Skyfire spam. Once again, it takes a long time to train this army though, so that's kind of my only qualm against it. But even still, it's performing, and you can see he's kind of taking advantage of what the guy did on the last attack. All my sniper towers are kind of up near the top, so he's just worrying about getting the trash done first. We'll kind of just speed this up. And as more trash gets taken out and they get closer to the defenses, that's when he starts to speed up his troop deployment. And there's just too many Skyfires for my base to deal with. And yes, he's bullying. I mean, that's just going to be the case. But I mean, all the attacks kind of feel like this right now, where unless they're against a fully maxed base, they should be able to 3-star. And that's completely fine. But some people do feel like this is a little too much right now for air. And like I said, I'm not fully convinced. I mean, if there was a balancing change that needed, I would say air probably would be at the top of that list, maybe before some of the ground attacks. But everything just feels strong right now. That's kind of the state that we're in. I want to show you this one too, because he uses a little bit more whales compared to normal. So he might have upgraded his whales first, so he leaned a little heavier into them, and now he's just kind of balanced the attack. So you can see he's got 27 whales and then just 100 Skyfires. and he's doing half of the base first, which I find interesting. So this is kind of more similar to like the old style air attack, where you just got the big group of whales, you follow up with the Skyfire, and then they move through freely. Now, as far as performance goes, this definitely is great. So I know a lot of you guys who are using air probably just feeling, if it's not broke, don't fix it, stay focused on it. Like I said, I get 3 ground armies in the time it takes to get 2 air armies. However, when we start seeing fully maxed bases, it is going to be more about what's the most consistent attack strategy, what's performing the best, and it definitely seems like air is overperforming when you compare it to some of these other attacks with how easy they can bully bases. Now, I think it can feel like that too, just because the air attack is only about 30 seconds long. It's really fast to finish a base, where the ground attacks do take the full time, but they're still getting the 3 stars equally. So I'm kind of curious, what are your guys' thoughts? Leave a comment down below. Do you think air is overpowered? Do you think it needs to be balanced? Are you happy where it's at? What do you all think? So thanks so much for being subscribed to the channel. It really makes a big difference. Do me a favor and smash that like button so we can get this content out to more people. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Cheers.